My stepdaughter lied, my wife believed her, and my life was destroyed. Now they want forgiveness, they can live with what they did. I don't care if this gets buried, I just need to put this out into the world, because I've been carrying it alone for almost a decade, and it's eaten away at me like acid. 9 years ago, I was married to a woman named Bella. She had a daughter, Sarah, who was 15 at the time. I stepped into their lives when Sarah was just a kid. I worked hard to be the kind of stepdad she could rely on. I wasn't perfect, but I was there. I put food on the table, kept the lights on, went to her recitals, cheered from the stands, drove her to practice, fixed her first car when it broke down. I wasn't her real dad, but I tried to be a good one. I thought we were building something real as a family. Then one night, everything collapsed. Bella Saturday me down, face cold and decided, and told me Sarah had come to her crying. She claimed I touched her while Bella was away on a work trip. It felt like my world cracked open underneath me. I denied it instantly. I begged Bella to listen. I swore on my life, my soul, everything I had, that it wasn't true because it wasn't. I had never, ever laid a finger on Sarah in that way. Not once, not ever. But the look Bella gave me told me everything. She didn't believe me. In that instant, I went from husband and father figure to a monster in her eyes. Within a week, I was gone. Bella threw me out of the house. Her family cut me off immediately. My own family told me they didn't want to take sides, which was just another way of saying they didn't trust me either. The whisper started in the neighborhood. Friends I'd known for years vanished overnight. I lost my job after rumors spread. And then came the police, digging through my life, looking for something to prove I was guilty. They found nothing because there was nothing, no charges were filed. But the damage had already been done. Once people even think you might be guilty of something that horrible, you're branded for life. I had nothing left, no wife, no stepdaughter, no family, no career, no friends. Everything I'd worked for gone in a matter of weeks. I packed what little I could into my old car and just drove until I had nowhere left to go. I ended up in another state where nobody knew my name. I worked whatever jobs I could get, loading docks, hauling trash, grunt work. Eventually, I got steady work in construction, hard, back-breaking labor, but at least it was honest, and at least it kept me busy enough not to lose my mind. But when the shift was over, I went home to an empty apartment. And that's where the real punishment lived. The silence, the loneliness, the knowledge that the people I loved most thought I was capable of the worst thing imaginable. I drank a lot. There were nights I didn't want to wake up in the morning, nights I thought about ending it. I'd sit there staring at the bottom of a bottle, wondering how my whole life could be taken from me by one lie. 9 years of this. 9 years of trying to scrape together a new life from the rubble. 9 years of knowing I would always be alone, because who in their right mind would want a man with an accusation like that trailing behind him, even if it was never proven? And then, out of nowhere, Bella reaches out. Turns out Sarah finally admitted she lied. She confessed to a therapist that she made it all up because she was angry. I grounded her and wanted me gone. That's it. That was the reason. A teenager threw a tantrum and my wife believed her without hesitation, and because of that, I lost everything. Now Bella is suddenly sorry. She says she should have believed me. She says she destroyed our marriage and ruined my life. She's remarried but miserable, depressed, can't sleep at night. Sarah wants to meet me to beg for forgiveness. My family, who left me to die when I needed them, are suddenly eager to reconnect. And here's my response: no. Bella, you were my wife. When the person you love looks you in the eye and swears they are innocent, you stand by them. You don't throw them away at the first accusation. You buried me alive, and now you want to dig me up because your conscience hurts. Live with it. Sarah, you stole 9 years from me, 9 years of poverty, shame, drinking, loneliness, and pain. You ruined a man's life to get your way. You may have been young, but you weren't stupid. You knew what you were doing. You don't get to burn my life to the ground, and then come back years later asking for forgiveness. And my family. Where were you when I needed even one person to stand up for me? You all left me to rot because it was easier than standing by me. Now you want to reconnect because the truth came out too late? I buried you all in my heart years ago. Here's the part none of you understand. The man you destroyed doesn't exist anymore. I'm not a husband, not a stepdad, not a son or a brother. I'm just a man who survived being buried alive. I built my life back from nothing with my own 2 hands, and I don't owe you a thing. You want closure, forgiveness, reconciliation, too late. See, closure was when I walked away. Forgiveness is something I gave myself when I finally put down the bottle and accepted that I'd never get justice. And reconciliation, that's impossible. You killed that version of me. So live with what you did, just like I had to. Comments. Comment 1. Man, I don't even know what to say. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Do you ever think about forgiving Sarah? Though she was just a kid when she lied. OP's response. Being a kid doesn't erase what she did. I was the adult in her life who protected and provided for her. She weaponized a lie that ruined me because she didn't like being grounded. Kids know right from wrong. She knew what she was doing. I lost 9 years. She lost nothing. No forgiveness. Comment 2. What about your family? Do you think you'll ever reconnect with them now that they know the truth? OP's response. No, if your own family can't stand by you when the world is burning you alive, then they're not your family. They showed me exactly who they were when they left me alone. I survived without them. I don't need them now. Comment 3. I get why you're angry at Bella, but people panic when they think their kid is in danger. Do you think she just made a mistake in the moment? OP's response. A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk on the way home. Throwing away your husband of years without even hearing him out isn't a mistake. It's a choice. She chose to believe a lie over me. That wasn't panic, that was betrayal. Comment 4. I'm glad you rebuilt your life, man. Construction is tough work, but at least it's honest. Do you feel proud of where you are now? OP's response. Proud? I don't know. Survival isn't the same thing as pride. I get up, I work, I pay my bills, I claw my way out of a grave they put me in. That's not pride, that's just refusing to die. Comment 5. I can't imagine losing 9 years like that. Do you ever feel like you missed your chance at happiness? OP's response. I stopped thinking about chances a long time ago. Happiness died with the man they buried. What I've got now is peace and distance, and that's enough. Happiness isn't in the cards for me, but at least I'm not drowning anymore.